Welcome to Niker's Bullpen. I'm Nick. Let's just go ahead and jump right to it. Here is the daily chart. All right. The daily chart basically states that we've been in a falling peak downtrend for, one, two, three. This is our fourth falling peak. And here for the last couple of weeks, we have hit this little consolidation area. All right. But here's the thing. A lot of people start to wonder whether or not if we're going to go down or up, right? I see thesis all the time saying all kinds of wild stuff, stating that we're gonna come right here, we're gonna break up and we're gonna make new highs or double top at 374.20 or 373.20. But I've seen the other side where we're gonna right here we're just gonna tank and we're gonna start making lower lows. 300 is coming on the way. So which one is true? All right, you're starting to wonder. You're starting to ask yourself, because you see it all over these social media platforms. Which one is true? Well, let's just take a look at the chart and analyze the chart. That's what I do. I analyze the charts, regardless of what my bias is. My job is to figure out what the chart is saying, and I'm going to translate what the chart is saying to you, so you can understand why and what this thing is going to do here in the near future, not 2024 or sometime in the next 6 months, near future, right? Because we got a lot of day traders out there that are trying to figure this thing out. And by the time y'all figure out these ranges that this thing's been doing for the last couple of weeks, it's going to change. So what are we going to do? This is what we're going to do. First and foremost, we're going to follow this line down here. This is the macro descending line of resistance. Basically, this is the top of the market when she was at the high of her peak. And then, of course, she made the second lower high of the peak, then a third lower high of the peak. Okay, these are falling peaks. All right, now we're on the fourth. Yes, there is a such thing as a fourth falling peak. Usually you get three falling peaks and you get the tumble. Well, we didn't get much of a tumble. We just got, all we ended up with was from COVID-19's lows to here was a 50% retracement. That is a healthy retracement when it comes to trends, right? You want a healthy retracement. So, are we really in a bull market? Well, I've mentioned in the previous videos. No, we are not in a bear market. We are still in a bull market because we are still at a healthy retracement from previous highs. All right. So here's the thing. From this point, because I got this line already here, from this point up to here, we're respecting it very well, right? Let's get in there. There we go. We're respecting this very well. This candle dropped down here, came all the way back in. We continue to respect it all the way back to here. See these four taps? One, two, three, four. That tells me, right, that we're going to come back up and we're going to hit here 380, 390.70. That's where I believe we're going to hit. See how this blue line and purple line are really close to each other, right? That's what I see happening. I don't see this happening all in one day, 380 or 379 all the way up to 390, though it can. Do not get it wrong. There are price actions that have moved that hard, right? But the average price action is my expectation, not these crazy ones that come out, every, twice or once a month. I'm looking for average price action. Average price action is roughly between $4 to $6. So that's what I'm looking for. Around 380 is where we're at right now. 379.38, 379.28 right now. You can see that up here. This little bit of nest. That's yesterday's close. And then of course, as long as we continue to respect this line here, right, and right here at 379.39, we're going to bounce up, and we're going to hit our heads here, right? This is going to be our first head hit. So watch for this, 383.57. Write that down. We're going to hit our heads there, okay? Do not mistake in that. If we can get over this, then we can get to 384.94, which is a very significant level. And I'll show you. Let's jump to the hourly chart real quick. All right. We don't need a whole schmummiel here. There we go. 384, right? 96. So both are about right here where all these vegetations are. I'll tell you what, let's just do this. It'll be quicker. Bam. All right. So this is a line of interest. Okay. And this is what we kind of hit. See, I got that tap here. tap here, tap here. So let's get in here because it does look a lot jumbled, right? It's the reason why you have to. There you go. It's not as jumbled anymore, right? So here's 384.94. See how we keep rejecting right here? We can't get over, right? We see how this right here, that line that we had up ahead, is being respected. That's not what I was saying. That line of interest. Let me back out again. That line of interest right here. All right, that's what you're seeing is that line of interest that we're hitting our heads on. So this is something to keep in mind when you're trying to trade today. See, here it is. Pre-market of yesterday, we hit it. We fell all the way down, got back here. Okay, there's that line that I was referring to, right? That goes back from 348.11 to now. That's this line right here, right? So now we're under that line. See, oh, sorry, this line here. My apologies. This line right here, we're under this line here. Now we are still. Sorry, yeah. Let's just draw it. Let's draw it up there for shits and giggles, huh? I do this. I do this live too. So when I'm actually in our trading room, I'll do this too, live. So all right, there we go. So as you see, we're at that bottom line now, right? So as long as we continue to respect this line, right, which we're starting to get under, our only support at this moment is this 378.70. If we break under 378.70, it's done. It's over. That is going to be the drop, and we're going to start dropping a lot further down to lower lows. 370, 376, 373, 370s, and I got levels for those that continue to go down there. Why do we have these levels? Because these levels, we got that far down before. Remember, 348.11. That's why these levels exist. So, again, if we can't reclaim this line right here, right, then the problem is that we are going to go down a lot further. As you see, where this is pre-market, it's 8 o'clock, it's 8:04 right now, and guess what she's doing? She's already under this line, right? And this, I'm readjusting it here. Uh, I'm stretching it out for today because I like to I like to trade for the day. There we go. So now I want to do I get my buy set up, right? I want to get my buy set up right here, 379.48. I don't want to be caught into this. Now if I want to catch the downside of this, right? Let's say that she's under this line of support. We got under 395 397.55 and right she starts dribbling right here at 378.7. If she falls here, you can put your entry down here around 378.50 and be able to take the rest of the way down, right? This is how you play this out. Because if you try to catch it up here, okay, if you try to catch it up here before she drops, you're liable to get caught and you're going to pull up forward. Now, I'm almost willing to bet a lot of you do not even have stop losses. You sit there and you'll hope that she'll go back down after she pulls up. And then what happens is you get caught up in this mess and you get decimated. Now you feel like you don't know how to trade, you don't know what you're doing, and you're half right. If you don't have a stop loss, you don't know how to trade. You don't know what you're doing because the stop loss is part of knowing what you're doing. Okay, so make sure you keep that in mind. See right here, 378.70, right? That's what I mean by the last line of support. Okay, and then of course you got these, this tap, this grind up, this tap, this tap. Now we're here. This is why these are for me information that I can use to find out where I want to go. Now, I'm watching for this here. All right, roughly around the area of 381.77 is what I'm looking for if I want to try to buy calls or buy the SPY right here at 370, around 379.46, 379.47. I want to make sure I buy here, ride it up to here, and make sure my stop losses are up along the way. I'll put my stop loss around here about 381.05 and see how she rejects it. Rejects. Hell, I may even be happy putting my stop loss around 381 even, right? To give her room to even come down, tap 381.04, and get the push back up over the SMAs, as well as this level. This is a reaction level. This is usually a hic level, right? It comes here, hiccups, and then pushes up, comes down here, kind of does this little 3-bar play, right, and drops. All right, so this is a reaction level. This is not resistance or support level. You got to understand the difference between the two. This is a reaction level. So once we get that reaction, now we get to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. Right here, 383.26, this line, right? This line of resistance that we broke under, this line of support that we have not broken back over. So this is the area here. This is the meat and potatoes that you're looking for that's going to make you see whether or not if she's going to keep going up or she's going to go ahead and start falling down. And so far, all the taps to me indicate that she really needs to break this line in order to continue upward. If she does not break that line, then she will start going down. Now, she's not going to waterfall, but she will start making her way downward, stair stepping, if you will. All right. And if you go to the daily chart, what I was expecting was, and it is very possible she can still do it. The problem is that she's not doing exactly how I want it. So maybe I'm just not reading the chart right. Yeah, that happens. We're not always going to read this chart correctly. Here, 390.70 is what I'm looking for. I know it looks a little messy there. When you zoom out, it looks a little messy. So right here, 390.70, 389.55 is the area I'm expecting this to go to before she drops, right, to get the continuation down. It comes up here, hits, falls down. Why? Look at this peak. We come down, we hit the 200 SMA, we drop. We came all the way down here. What do we do? Came back to the close to the 200 SMA. We didn't really touch it this time, and then we dropped. Same thing over here, right? You got the high of the peak, got this little J hook here. What she do? She comes down, even this twice, right here. See? Tap the 200 SMAs, then she dropped. So I'm just following the trend. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not, doing anything nutty here. I'm just watching the trend. The trend is telling me what I'm looking for, right? Got here to 200 SMA, it gapped up, fell back in, gapped up, fell back in, and then she dropped. So this is a pattern here, okay? So we gotten over, right? This is our peak because that's our high. We came down. We haven't really tapped into an SMA yet based on the pattern that it has going on. Now, can the pattern change? Absolutely. Absolutely, the pattern can change. It can hit the 20 EMA, which is this right here, and then just drop. Okay, but I'm watching my expectations. The expectation is I expect this to kind of mosey her way back up, right? Tap the 200 SMA about roughly around here, and then drop. All right, that's the pattern I see happening. But we got to get there first. We've been consolidating here for 2 weeks. So to me, this looks like the pattern is starting to change. Okay, this looks like the start of a change of a pattern. So we kind of had this same thing here. This took about a week, almost 2 weeks right here, right? Because 5 days in a week on trading days. And she dropped. We kind of extended it a little bit longer here. So as long as we keep respecting this line here, we're good. And I'm not worried about it. So when you ask yourself, what am I looking for when trading? Now you know what you're looking for when you're trading. You're looking for confluences that tells you what to find in order to trade. You have to be able to know how to trade the upside and the downside. Do not become overly biased to the point to where you cannot control your mind, right, or your emotions. If you're biased and it's not going your way, you need to change up your thesis. How do you change up your thesis? Go back and read the chart. That's how you change your thesis. Don't sit there and go, it hit here and it's gonna fall. No, she can always come down, bounce off this right here, and then take off. All right. So keep that in mind. Now, if you look right here, as I was just pointing out, we do have a little real thin, but there ascending wedge, maybe ascending triangle, if you will, in this spot. Okay, so we got a flat line here, we got some touches, and then we got this right here. So that being said, I'm still looking for this. We need to get over this right there. That 381.79 area, right? We need to get over that. and as yeah, 381.79. If we can get over that, then we can get some really good. We can get some momentum going. Okay, because if you notice, we rejected right here on the 200 SMA. We couldn't stay over here. Came here, rejected the 200 SMA. We can't stay over the 200 SMA. Basically, you see this, right? So we got to stay over the SMA. We have to get over it and tap it. We haven't been able to get over it and tap it. We'll get under it and hit our heads on it, but we can't get over it and launch off of it. So it's just, ow, comes down, wait, ow. It just keeps falling. So, it's not working out. I mean, it's not getting a grip on this. But as I like to say, the 200 SMA is ground zero. This thing is weaving itself in ground zero. So, again, my thought is this. Pull up the thesis one more time. And this is today's thesis, by the way. And it has been a thesis for the last couple of weeks. Why? Because it's look at that. She's respecting every doggone level I got, right? And I use these trend lines to figure out where she's going to hit and when. This is how I chart out and find my answers that I'm looking for. Yesterday, I was expecting her to pop up then. She didn't pop up then, but thanks to my levels that I've had for the last couple of weeks, I was able to be able to trade this properly and keep my guys, the guys that are in my community that I mentor and uh, explain these levels to. I said the same thing. Look, once we get to this white line, or even right here, 378.7, put your buy in right, above this white line, and you can catch the calls or the buy of the SPY all the way up to the 200 SMA. Make sure you set your stop loss around 381.04. Sure enough, she got over, came up. She a little really whippy here, like for the whole hour, right? She got really whippy, but we did be able to collect on all this. Okay. No, nobody really caught this because unfortunately, like I said, I was expecting the move up here from the 200 SMA, right? I expected to come down, drop over here, and then just come moving up. She didn't do that, right? So my thesis was, as long as you get back over the 200 SMA, drop this long down here, right? Hits this line, and then bam, she starts moving up. Didn't do that at all. She came down. I watched the SPY. I watched what she did for a couple of hours. Saw that she came here. Saw this whipping around, right? And that's when I said, yes, you can take your position here, and you should be okay to get up back up to 381.04. Be ready to take profits at that point. And a lot of us did. We went took profits around 381.04. I think a couple of us took profits up here a little bit more, right? But we did make money off this move. I think a lot of us made money off this move too, just by watching the levels. And that's what I make sure I get you guys to understand. Check out the levels and play them out, right? Watch them. Trade how you want to trade, right? If you have your thesis, try to play out your thesis. But my thesis is this, and see how they go. All right. So this is my opinion on how the SPY will play. The SPY will keep dancing around here, 387.07. If and once we get back over this line, right, I will be ready to take entry roughly around 379.50 or 379.55 for the call side up to 381.83. Now, if it just hesitates, it comes back. I'll be happy to continue locking in profits along the way up. However, from 379 to 383 is a good chunk of change. That is a great day. Regardless of trying to catch this whole thing up here, I'll be happy just to catch from here to here, right? Because I'm expecting single wins, not home runs. That's what I'm looking for. So if you like what you heard, you like what you saw, please do us a favor. Join us, like us, save us, share us, everything, right? Please, please, please. Your help and support, if you love what we do, it helps me keep this going so that way I can keep doing this. 'Cause I love doing this. I want to keep showing everybody what we're doing and hopefully make you guys money as well as get your education in line with your expectations so that you will lose less, win more, and be consistent. That's what we're looking for. This is Nickers Bullpen. I am Nick. I'm your host. Ding, ding.